thanks to BIG Recovery for helping me out. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Now, I should have already showed you a time lapse of putting the engine in and stuff. So engine is in. I'll show you where I've got to so far. So engine's in, coolant bottle's just sat in there. The mounts are in, not done up, not torqued up. They're tight, not torqued up. Engine's in, manifolds on, turbo, the lines. I'm hoping I've done my oil line correctly so it clears the shaft. I haven't had time to fit the shaft yet. I've got a different ABS module in because mine had an issue with it. I've adjusted the heat shield to clearance. Hopefully these heater pipes with the 90-degree fittings on will nicely click onto them because they are so very close. You can see down in there, that's where they've got to click into, so I hope so. Unfortunately, I've got this quite dirty. I'm hoping I can clean it with a brake clean. Obviously, the turbo, I've got it protected to stop any crap getting in it. And you can see the wastegate chilling down there. I've got my brand new slam panel on. It's still got a sticker on. I put some tape on so that I don't scratch it up too badly. It's gonna get scratched, it's inevitable. Headlights roughly mounted, literally just one bolt on each one for the moment. So that there, so I know the bumper fits properly. So the engine's all in. This gearbox, it's got a 4-puck clutch, stock dual mass flywheel and a stock pressure plate. Bill uses it in his big turbo builds and do 500 horsepower. I don't know how much over 500 it will do, I honestly don't, but I know it will do at least 500, maybe. I don't know exactly what the limit is. I'm sure Bill and Alex at Badger 5 do, but I haven't actually got round to asking them. I keep forgetting. I've just mounted the front mount intercooler. So I've mounted it here off the bracing for the slam panel. These are just, I've riv nutted them into the panel, and these are actually brackets for leftover brackets from mounting the telly in my bedroom. The same with this one, this side. And then underneath I've mounted it as well. We've got some plates go across. You probably can't see it, but there's rubber in this mount to get rid of a little bit of vibrations, just like I've got some rubber in here. It's pretty solidly mounted. The slam panel's not fully bolted in. I've got a little bit of just bits of shavings. Got some foam padding in between so it squeezes nicely up against it and it helps to stop it moving about. So it's not going to move anywhere, but it's not actually solidly mounted. It's pretty close to it, but it's not dead on solidly mounted. You might be able to see between the gap. If I put my hand back here, you might be able to see that is this bolt here. Nice big chunky M10 bolt comes through a factory hole in the new slam panel. I've put a big, it's almost a spacer but washer on to spread the load, because some people like to just hang them off the front. I don't want to just hang it. I'd quite like to have two, one from the bottom, one from the top, especially this isn't particularly thick. I didn't want to attach it to the crash bar. This is the old crash bar. I've actually got a new one that came with the slam panel, but this is quicker to just use this one because it was already partially cut. Yeah, I wanted to mount it from top and bottom so that I wouldn't cause any issues, and it's pretty well mounted. This has taken a lot of the weight at the bottom. It's been pulled up at the top on here. As you can see, it's not really going anywhere. Like I said, if I do this, it's the whole slam panel, because once I put crash bar back on, the bolts go through here and it bolts the crash bar, then the slam panel and everything to the car. So I need to do that so I can get front bumper back on, because we need the correct fitment for doing the intercooler piping. Now I've gone and picked up some wheels, as it should say in the thumbnail hopefully when I make it. So these are the new wheels I've gone and picked up. Damn! Big shout out to Chris, S3 Breaker. If you're on the Facebook forums, you'll know of him. He buys and sells 1.8 turbo bits. He basically buys big spec S3s and breaks them for bits, obviously sells all the panels, all the interior stuff, and sells all suspension, engines and wheels and stuff and brakes, because it fits across all our Mark IV platform cars. So this is what I've got a set of 1.2 Team Dynamics. They're 18x9J, so I can fit some nice chunky tires on them, hopefully, once I've sorted out. They've got different offset front to rear, so I've just chucked these wheels on. I'm not set on this front wheel being at the front and the back wheel being at the back. I might change that round yet. Completely undecided. However, either wheel on the front gives clearance on the Brembos, especially these ones. So much clearance on the Brembos. Masses. Also, I've finally got brakes fitted on the car. Obviously it's been sat, so there's tiny little bits of surface rust, but that's nothing. They're two-piece bells, two-piece disc and rotor. They're slightly bigger, they're 330 instead of 32 something, only just bigger. And my fully refurbed Brembo calipers that I did, which I'm quite happy with how they've turned out.
1 hour later.
So those are my new set of wheels. Like I said, I'm not set on which way they are. However, I do think they look really good, and I was amazed that, unfortunately the sun's gone in, the amount of metallic in the actual factory paint. Again, I've got new discs on the rear, J-hook ones as well, and you've seen the stud kit that I've done before. There's this wheel, the wheels actually fit better around this way, because I was very close to the inner strut on the front. Literally, it was like almost touching it, so I wouldn't have been able to put a chunkier tire on. These have only got 225 tires, as you can see. They've been stretched on. I want to run a minimum of 235s, not 225s. I would love to run a 245. I don't know if I'll be able to wedge them in. I will try my best. Trying to wedge that size tyre in the factory arch is pretty difficult. You know, there is the thought of possibly going for some sort of wide arch on the front in the future. The rears is fairly easy to fit bigger tyres in. I've got miles of room in the back. I think I've got some room on the rear. I can at least go up one tyre size on the rear. The fronts, I'm going to go at least one. I'd like to go two. At the moment, steering wheel is not straight, just so you bear in mind. Wheel is not straight. However, that's where the arches aren't bolted on tight either. That's where the arch ends, here. And that's the tyres poking out. Obviously, I've had stuff apart, so this suspension isn't set. I might possibly pull a bit more camber on than I previously had, so it's set for camber and caster. I plan on changing my lower arm setup at some point in the future, but for the moment it will do. I'm sure I can get these to work. If not, I'll run my OZs whilst I make adjustments to run these nicely. I've still got these 225 tires on, which they haven't got masses of tread, but they've got a bit of tread left, so I want to burn those away first. But yeah, I'm really happy with them. They're actually really hard to get hold of. A 5x100 57.1, which I believe our centre bore is Team Dynamic. That is 18x9J. It's really difficult to get hold of them. Team Dynamics won't make them anymore, so that's the main issue with them, and not many people spec them in this. This has been, I believe, a custom set done, because it's got different offset front to rear, which was meant for a TT. However, where the offset is, which is kind of hidden on Team Dynamics, has basically been covered on every single wheel. It's been blocked out and by Team Dynamics, because they've stamped over the tops that you can't see what them are, can't see what the offset is. So I'm assuming this was a custom order or maybe a demo set of wheels. I'm not really sure. At some point I might manually actually measure them and find out what the ET is, but that doesn't really matter unless I'm selling them. I know that it's apparently perfect fitment for a TT. Obviously it all depends on what shock you've got, but mine, if I show you down in here, you can see there's loads of room here. I can actually like fit my finger up it. With the other set of wheels I could not. It was literally like just touching it. I also think this wheel bearings cogs has got a bit of play in it. It's literally gone from just being sat still, and if I pushed it hard enough I could actually get the rim to tap on the inside. This is also the only wheel that's got damage, which is quite good. There you go, the sun's coming out now. You might start to see the actual sparkle in the paint, hopefully, if the camera's good enough. You might not be able to. I don't know if the GoPro will pick it out. But yeah, they need a good clean. I need to take them off as well. I need to get my other set of wheels on because this is being strapped up and taken away on a recovery truck to get all my suspension. This is getting strapped off on a recovery truck because it's got to go for its exhaust, which is being done tomorrow. Got my exhaust and all my intercooler pipe and stuff. I've got more jobs to do for some reason. The time's just got away from me completely, and it's a lot to do. Like, I could spend days and days solid on this, but I haven't really been able to. I've been doing other things. As I'm just about to show you, the sun's gone away, but yeah, the wheels look awesome. I've had to get this thing started and running and moving so it can actually move by itself, so I can get it off the drive, because this has got to be pushed back and then pushed out onto the road and on a recovery truck. That's the plan for later. I will try film some of that later, but that'll probably be like the end of this episode. I would have thought is on the recovery truck and getting to his unit and probably putting on the ramp. This is the engine. It's looking good. I'm liking the silver. I'm probably gonna keep these silver now. The wheels have the wheels silver, cam cover silver, and then I've got a nice addition which you will see soon to go in there, which is also, it's currently silver, but I'm gonna redo in the same silver.
6.5 hours later.
Big thanks to BIG Recovery or BR Transport, which this one is, for coming and collecting the CupraR and bringing it here safely. You can see strapped down. We're going to be unloading it and putting it in the unit, ready to have its exhaust fabricated tomorrow from my good mate Eddie. So get this offloaded and tucked away for the night. It doesn't look too bad. It needs a good cleaning. The paintwork is quite bad at the minute. It's got the normal wheels back on it for the moment. Yeah, thanks again to BR Transport or BIG Recovery. You can find them on Facebook or on Google if you need them. That's their number there. Call outs 24/7.